Hey, welcome once again to another episode of The Naked Turner. I'm out here in my shop working on a piece of walnut. I cut this blank out a couple months back out of a slab of walnut that I happened to get from some offcut from a project I was working on, and I think it's going to have some nice figuring in it. So let me show you it. All right, this is a 10-inch by 2-inch piece of walnut with what looks to be some interesting grain for sure, and maybe some figuring in there as well. So we'll see what we get out of this, but it is a nice chunk of walnut. Hopefully it'll turn into a nice bowl. And there's what that pattern looks like now. All right, now back to shaping this outer edge here. Just making sure over here I wasn't getting vibration in the camera. Okay, spinning. All right, and I'll be finishing this cut, rolling around the outside edge here. Did I lose down there? Okay. I'll be finishing this cut rolling around the outer edge here. So, coming in. Blending that a little bit. All right. Coming around the outer edge here. Okay, got a little more to go to get rid of that flat spot there, but I'm getting close. So I'll actually, let me see what I have here. Okay, so I'm going to come in from about here and remove a little bit. There we go. Now it's into round. I'm going to do some more shaping here. Tear out right there, but not bad. And a little bit there too, so see if I can take care of some of that. most of it. And now, there we go. That's got it. Okay, and then just some sanding on this and some finish. And I'll come and check back in with you in a few minutes after I get that done. All right, so while I was doing the sanding on this, I wanted to point out that there was a lot of dust being made. So I was wearing my Air Shield Pro, which I'm not a big fan of. I do like the way it keeps dust out of my lungs, but I don't like their battery system. Mine is failing already after a few years of use, and it had issues right from the get-go that I wasn't that wild about, and I had to get some replacement parts for. But if you don't have one of these that you're stumbling around with trying to get working because the switch doesn't work or whatever, if you have anything, wear some lung protection, even if it's just a damp rag tied tightly around your face, just to protect and keep some of that wood dust from getting in your lungs. As wood turners, we can get a lot of that in our lungs, and the less of that you do, the better off you are, the longer time you'll be able to wood turn. And this piece is coming out real nice, so I would like to continue making pieces like this. And because of that, I'm trying to protect myself even more than I might have when I was younger. So to all you young turners out there, please don't forget, if you're lucky, you too will get to be an old turner one day, and it's better to take care of yourself when you're young and start forming good habits. So do that if you get a chance, please. And even like I said, if you don't have the money, like I didn't have the money really to buy this, but I decided I was going to. I got some flack from my wife, but once I showed her it was going to help me on this particular job I was on, milling all this redwood that was causing me great respiratory ailment and also making my nose break out and bleed. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to invest the $500, I think it was $550, almost $600 by the time I had it shipped to me. And it was worth it. It has served its purposes, although I wish they would make some major improvements to this particular design. My main point is use some kind of lung protection. Safe turning, that's the idea. So now that I have it sanded up to 220 grit, what I'm going to do is start doing some wet sanding, and I'm probably going to put maybe 2 little accent details down here on the bottom, little V grooves, and that's about it. And then I'll do some oil sanding. All right, I'm rubbing some Yorkshire grit here on with it stationary. One of the things I love about Yorkshire grit is it feels good on your hands too. So I can just rub it right in here. And I'm letting it soak in. Get down into all the end grain. And I'll just let it sit there for a few minutes. And then I'll come over with a clean rag and start doing some buffing and wet sanding, because as the grit in the Yorkshire grit starts breaking down, it becomes finer and finer aggregate of abrasive that starts mixing with the wood paste, and it'll actually fill a lot of the end grain pores as you're turning, and it just becomes a great bottom coat preparation for any type of friction rub or oil-based finish that you might be putting on this, especially nice food safe finishes, because I'll buff all of this off, get it nice and clean, and then apply a food safe oil finish on here like walnut oil or something like that. On this particular piece, I will probably, let's see, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing. Maybe just a wax and oil, probably a wax and oil finish is what I'll be doing. Anyway, I'll do some wet sanding and then I'll check back in as I flip this piece around and start hollowing it out. So there it is. Just an oil and wax finish on it. And you can see it's pretty nice. It's it's a beautiful piece of wood, and I think it's going to turn out real nice as long as I don't explode it or pop through the bottom. So I'm going to try to be real careful to not do that once I flip this around and start hollowing it out. That's the next part of this process, so stay tuned for that. All right, so now I'm just buffing in some oil finish with a little bit of wax, a little organic beeswax. All right, now we're starting to get clean. All right, there it is. Beautiful walnut bowl finished. All I need to do now is let that oil soak in and maybe apply another coat. But as you can see, that's done. All I need to do now is sign it and it's ready for sale. All right, thanks for watching another episode of The Naked Turner. I hope you enjoyed this walnut bowl being made, and give me a like, give me a thumbs up, share, and leave a comment, please. I love comments, and hope everybody's doing well out there. Safe turning. Happy 2019.